You're ready. Ready? All right, if you rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome again. Can we get roll call, please?
Mr. Volrath?
Here.
Mr. Blanton?
Here.
Mr. Robinson?
Here.
I need a motion for the acceptance of the minutes from September 17th, 2025, regular meeting of the Board of Trustees.
All right, I will make a motion for the acceptance of the minutes from the September 17th, 2025 regular meeting of the Board of Trustees.
I will second.
All right. Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
A motion for the acceptance of the invoices by the fiscal officer.
I will make a motion that we accept the invoices as presented by the fiscal officer, Ms. Ozer.
All right, and I will second.
All right. Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
All right, we will move straight to the administrator's report.
Good afternoon, everyone. My report's brief today. So I'm going to start off with the same two items I normally do, Jordan Road and West Park. Those project bids are here for your consideration under new business. Just an update on the turf proposed for the West Park ball field. I did check with both the vendors we're currently talking with. They both have no hurry to get us, if we decide to move forward, into a fall schedule. They thought that the fall would probably be better for us anyway because of the spring flooding. So we'll still move forward with our investigation on that and keep that on the front burner instead of the back.
We need to make a visit, like we said we were going to do with the last one. So we need to make a visit to LaSalle.
Yes.
Or down to, is it VIP?
Whatever Eggleston is now.
Old Eggleston.
Mid-American.
Mid-American, is
Is that what it is?
Okay.
Yeah.
We
And
need to make a visit, whether we do it together or separately. I've been down to Eggleston and I saw it firsthand, so I'm going to visit LaSalle on my own. So I would suggest that since this is slowing down a little bit, that the board should visit. Has Three Rivers visited? Have you been out to Eggleston? Have you seen LaSalle's? LaSalle is the latest one they've finished, is that right?
yeah, they just finished that up, and they said if we wanted to actually have a meeting there, that they would get their athletic director to go through it with us. And
Well, why don't we do that, since there's so many people, and just set a date, and who can make it, and check with us three.
I will.
And then let's schedule it, and let's get it done, so we can move forward.
And I'll certainly do that. So.
Go ahead, Mr. Brett.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But you're going to, Mr. Brett, I think you're going to talk to, you said you were going to talk to the school and some other folks and try to explore options.
We're going to talk with the schools, see if they're interested in participating. We're going to explore some options with some of the local businesses that we know are big supporters of the school and our fields, and see if they're interested in what price range we may be able to get into for advertising rights and things like that.
Okay.
So we'll have all that obviously before we make a decision to consider it.
And LaSalle and Eggleston are both
Playground equipment
playground
services.
equipment, and then the other is what we used on Pat and Jude.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and they're also the contractor that we're going to prepay for state purchasing price for the West Park expansion.
Okay. And do they have a ball field around here?
I don't think so, but I'll check with them, double check. And also our apparent low bidder for the park has done quite a few of these, so I'm going to see who they worked with.
Okay.
And if there's somebody else out there that we need to check with.
Okay.
They've done quite a few in Kentucky, and I think one up in the Dayton area. So.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. For the cemetery, we have a sample of the bench that we picked offline. It's in the office, just if everybody can give me an opinion on that. For those of you who don't know, the benches we have in the cemetery are getting pretty weathered and old, and so we were going to replace them anyway. We now have a Boy Scout who, for his Eagle Scout project, is going to take the old benches out for us, put the new ones in, and I think that'll be a great project for him. I think it'll be, be a nice addition to the cemetery. And for those of you in the audience, you can actually look through the door and see it sitting in there. So it's an all aluminum bench. It's something that probably would have scared me, but I've been paying attention to benches more when I go places, and
It's beautiful.
was actually in Madison, Indiana for a long weekend, and noticed that all their benches, all their little tables they have on the street are painted black and they're metal. And I thought, boy, that's going to be hot. And it was a good 90 degrees, 95 degrees that weekend. And I sat on those and they weren't bad at all. So
Yeah.
we'll sit this outside, make sure it doesn't get too hot to sit on. And then I'll get with you on the cost for the rest of the benches so he can get his Eagle Scout project done.
I like the look.
I love it.
Again, my only concern was, the heat, if it's out there, somebody sits down with shorts on or something like that, but I thought that it looked sharp.
Yeah, I was really impressed. So I've mentioned that our insurance company, the Ohio Plan, was doing a facilities review. I have their recommendations, and I'll be drafting an action plan to send to everybody. We don't necessarily have to do this all at once. We can phase it in, but we do have to tell them what we're going to do and the approximate timetable to get the repairs and upgrades made. I think I mentioned last month that we thought we could save some money with Energy Alliance with our electric bills. And so aside from the money that we've saved with what Kim has done, eliminating, combining, and things, we're also going to save about 15% on our electric bills moving forward. So, and they also, even though we aren't a big gas user, we were able to get a discount price on our gas by combining the two accounts. So don't have the percentage we're going to save on that yet, but it'll be a cost savings over what we would have paid. So.
Okay.
And I'm going to stop there because we have the bids to do this afternoon. I'd like to spend the time on those,
Okay.
unless somebody has questions.
No, we could go straight into that. You didn't, well, you don't want to touch base on the West Park crack seal completed, and we touched base on that last month. Didn't we?
Yeah.
So that's fine. I don't know why it's on here then. Yeah, we can go into the bids. So, which first one we're going to look at? East Miami and Jordan water line, proposed recommendation.
Yes. So we received 3 bids for the project. One of the bids was kind of an outlier. It was extremely high. The other 2 bids, the base bids with a couple of additions that when we leveled things out, made sure we were looking apples to apples. We had a bid from Nyer and Nixco, which I don't know if Nixco bought Meyer or if they're just combining on the project, but it is somebody that I'm familiar with. Their bid total was $1,082,849.75. Rackham Bowyer had a bid of $1,071,586. We had a fairly lengthy call with them yesterday to be sure that everything was included. We had all the stuff together, and they were confident in their ability to do it for that. That price includes an allowance for inspections from the Village of Cleves. That's on a per day or per trip basis. And The one thing we didn't get in the bid was, the original bid was a 1.5-inch water tap for the park. So we added that, and that's how we came up with $1,071,586. Nick Keys was on that call with me, and we felt very confident that they have the equipment, they have the manpower, they're here close, and they're the low bidder. So I'd like to recommend Rack and Vallier for that project.
Okay.
And I put some wording in there because one of the things I'm going to ask you to do on both of these projects, just because of the nature of having the road cut open and the unknowns at the park, is I'm asking you to approve a total with a $50,000 owner's contingency, so that if they cut the road open, dig it up, and we run into a huge problem, we don't have to stop and wait for a meeting for you to approve, or have a special meeting for you to approve a change order.
Right.
But anything that would come out of that fund, I would contact all three of you, let you know what I'm doing before we did it.
Okay.
So that's basically to keep the project from grinding to a halt.
So that's added into the $1,121,586, is that right?
No, that's just the
That's
base bid number.
above and beyond.
So with that, I want to approve the bid at $1,071,586, and total cost for the project to be $1,121,586. And then we've already spent some money on this project, or allocated some funds, but
So the 50,000 is above and beyond that, right?
yeah.
Okay, I got you, all right. Okay,
I know it's
All right.
confusing, but
no, it's all good. All right, any discussion from the board?
No, I mean, I'm glad we're at this point. We've been doing this since apparently 2017, so let's get going.
Any discussion?
No, I got nothing.
Yeah, this is a long time coming for the people that haven't been here before, so to get these people fresh water and fire protection on Jordan Road, we've been, 7 years ago, Paul Beck that's retired, Jack Renager that's retired, we started this project, not just this road, but it was several in the community, and this is our last road that we have to do. So I just think it's wonderful that we're at this point, we're putting this out to bid, and it should be done this year, if not this year, early next year.
we have a project completion date of January 1st. We've talked about contingencies for the weather, what they would do if the blacktop plants close early. Based on my knowledge of Rack and Vallier and some other people that are familiar with their work, they tell me that this is a project that they can knock out this fast. And so as long as the weather doesn't work against us, I think we'll be done by the first of the year.
And I was encouraged by that when we discussed them being a larger company that, could put the resources and time to hopefully expedite it and get it done a little faster. So all the more reason to go with them.
All right, I will make a motion and we go ahead and approve. We're approving the $121,586, is that correct?
I'd like to approve the contract for Rack and Vallier at $1,071,586, and total approval for the project $1,121,586.
That's what I just said.
So, and authorizing me to enter into the contract with them.
This says
I get it.
That's it in one.
All right, I'll make that a motion, and that's the amount, $1,121,586, and authorizing the administrator to sign the contract for Miami Township.
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Volran,
Yes.
Mr. Blanton,
Yes?
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Brett?
All right, now for the larger of the two, just so you know, the way we broke this out, I think I sent this to you, but this is the line items we used on the park bid. It's a little over 2 pages in font size that I can't read even with my readers, but you can see it on the computer. I was extremely pleased with the number of bids we got. First, we got 5 different proposals, And the bid prices for the base bid ranged from $2,192,500 or $2,192,530.80 up to $3,085 or $3,085,468.80. So we had quite a span there. So the apparent low bidder is OHEIL Site Solutions. Mark and I worked to level out this bid, make sure everything was included, and we had a conference call with them Tuesday morning to just see if we felt like they had an understanding of the project, and they asked all the right questions, seemed to know the answers to everything. They sent me a project list that they've done, and they've done some large projects, and Bear Becker is working on one of their projects that they're doing at a school in Kentucky. So that office is familiar with them. Their Dayton area office has also worked with them. So their base bid is $2,192,530.80 with our our allowances and things that we prepaid for. The total cost of the improvements moving forward would be $2,882,940.80. Just to give you an idea, the base bid was that Bear Becker gave us an estimate of was $2,131,539, so they were very close on that. And so with our contingencies and everything and what we're prepaying for, they had estimated a total of $2,771,949. So the bids are right in line. They seem extremely well qualified, and my recommendation is that we go with them.
All right, any discussion from the board?
I mean, I'm very pleased that it's coming in where we expected, and I appreciate your efforts to have a fair and accurate depiction of the overall cost, being more of the $2 million, close to $900,000. But yeah, I mean, I'm pleased that it came in where it did, and thank you for your due diligence and following up to check references, and I think it's exciting to move forward with this.
You got anything?
No, nothing.
All right, so this is another project that we've had been going on for several years. We purchased this property, Cindy, tell me if I'm wrong, I think in 2017 or 18.
It was right after, I mean, yeah,
It was right before COVID, wasn't it?
It was approved in November of '21.
What was
It wasn't
the purchase?
Yes.
of the property?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, we negotiated with Mr. Beck Snyder for at least a couple years. Now, Mr. Beck was involved in on that, Mr. Reniger was involved in
With the
on
West
that.
family, yeah.
So it took a couple years prior to negotiating with Mr. Beck Snyder because he had siblings that we had to negotiate with also. So it was a process. And since '21, the last 4 or 5 years, and since we started having meetings, I believe, before, I think right before COVID, or right in there somewhere, or right after that. Anyway, it's a long time coming. It's going to be a beautiful park expansion for us. It'll always be here for our community, so I'm very proud of it, and I'm very, very proud to see it go out for bid, that it's going to get finished sometime. What is the deadline, next summer or next fall?
July of next year.
July of
Wow.
next year?
Yeah, so the emphasis this year will be on finishing the grading, getting the ball field to the final grade, and getting that seeded, and then and whatever else we can get done. But that's kind of be the main focus. So we'd like to get it seeded this year, so that the grass will grow maybe a little bit. We honestly, seeding, it's been a little dry, but it should be happening now or a little previous. But the idea is to get at least a base of seed in there and then reseed it when the project's done. And so So then the ball field would be actually ready in 2027.
Yeah, I just want to emphasize, you know, you're kind of the quasi-project manager, and so I really hope that we can stay on top of costs, that we can make sure that we stick to the budget, and I understand that there's some things you can't foresee, but that we're, you know, really stay on top of this. Again, I'm thrilled that this number is where it is. I just want to make sure that that's where we end up.
That's the goal, and we have that $50,000 owner contingency in there.
Which
So
should
unless,
cover a lot of that.
you know, it's not unusual to,
We're gonna have stuff. We had
Yeah,
stuff with
Yeah.
the fire,
always.
the
so I
firehouse.
have a great
and the
example
park.
at the Kroger's over in Hooven. I was there when they were putting the holding tanks in for the septic system because the sewer wasn't available. They dug up a Model T truck, flatbed, whole truck. It was about 10 foot deep, and so that was a little bit of a surprise. And someone from Rack and Ballard was sharing the story that they were working on a sewer in Cincinnati, and they found a whole car in the sewer. So, you know, those are things you can't foresee. So,
All right, this company pronounced the name Ohio
Ohio Excavating,
Site Solutions?
yeah, and IL Site Solutions.
All right,
So-
Ohio Site Solution comes in at $2,882,940.80. I'll make that a motion with the recommendation of the administrator that we approve that for bid.
Yeah, actually, Jim recommended that we just round it up.
Did-
If you look at this sheet here.
Round it up to what?
2,800,000?
2,883, I didn't see
I
that.
just said to make
Oh,
it easy
it's-
for Cindy to write the purchase orders.
Oh, okay. So it's $2,883,000 even?
And to authorize me to enter into the
And to
contract with
authorize
them.
administrator, all right, to execute the contract with Ohio Site Solutions and the project. Okay. I'll make that a motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Brett.
All right, next on our new business is to consider the purchase of an UTV for the fire department. This is not your standard utility vehicle. It's one that will be able to carry backboards, fire equipment, things. Right now, the fire department and maintenance department are supposedly sharing a unit, but it sits up here, and the maintenance department doesn't use it unless it's on this facility. So this will get them the gator back for especially the cemeteries and the parks, and get the fire department a little more usable version of what they need. And Mr. Volrath may want to comment.
Yeah, I think this has been in the budget for quite a while. There was a letter sent to the Board of Trustees. I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to read that from Chief Schuman. If you want, I'll read through that real quick. But really, ultimately what this comes down to is, so since my appointment just over a year ago, been numerous incidents where UTV with patient transport capability would have significantly improved our operational effectiveness and response times. Most recently, during a body recovery from the Great Miami River, our crews were required to wait for Green Township and Crosby Township to respond with their UTVs before we could proceed safely. So that's really the purpose of this, is to have this thing outfitted for the department to be able to do things like that.
Okay.
It'll also come in handy, you know, we have a lot of park trails in our district, in our township, especially with the Hamilton County parks. You know, you can't drive an ambulance off the road back to some of these trails, so it'll come in very handy for that work as well.
All right, any discussion?
And who's the vendor?
Bud Herbert.
Thank you.
No, I mean, it was kind of equipment that our firefighters need, you know, if they need it on incidents like this, I want to give it to them, so happy to support it.
All right, no discussion from me. You got a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of that UTV from Bud Herbert. Cost of UTV, and then the upfitting, will that come, actually, Mr. Brett, the upfitting at Bud Herbert as well?
No, they'll do that mostly here.
Okay, so do we need to make a motion for both of those separate?
No, we can just do a total.
Okay, so I'll make a motion for the cost of that UTV. It'll be a total of $38,300. $302.79.
Second?
All right. Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
And Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Brett.
All right, next is a proposed resolution 2025-13. It's, let me get to the actual resolution so I can read it properly. It's a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. I'll let Cindy, if she wants to.
It's something we do every year. The villages have to do it too, is we're certifying all the levies that we have, certifying, so basically we know what every levy that we have on that sheet that you got and that we're certifying. And we both looked at it and nothing stands out. It gives you how much we're gonna bring in for each levy. It brings when they expire or they're continuing. And your inside millage. So we just have to certify that we agree so we can send it back to the county.
And you're recommending we pass resolution 2025-13, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
we send that back to the county,
Okay.
saying we're certifying this, but like I said, we both actually went through it and everything looks correct.
Okay. Any
It's
discussion?
pretty standard and pretty
Right.
obvious, but
Formality.
they do occasionally make a mistake.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we always check.
Okay. Any discussion from the board? All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we accept resolution 2025-13, resolution accepting the amounts and rates determined by the Budget Commission, authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
I'll second?
Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
And Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Brett?
All right, next, as we were putting together our numbers for Cindy and I to work on for next year, we always ask the department heads what equipment they need and what in the budget for next year. And the maintenance department has one of their dump trucks that the gentleman who it was kind of assigned to didn't take as good a care of it because he wasn't able to. It's older, it's got a few more miles on it. He actually hit the bed and cracked the headache end of the bed, and so it's broke. Not anything that's dangerous right now, but it's something that we just can't fix. So they've just been using it the way it is. So as they were looking for a price for early next year, they found a unit at this year's prices at Rush Trucking. So because it'll be a savings that we're waiting until next year and we don't know when they would be able to get it in, we'd like to take advantage of that and purchase a 2026 Ford F600 with an electric snowplow. Everything included by the one vendor, not like our past two that went to an outside vendor for the snowplows. Total cost is $124,575.10.
All right, any discussion from the board?
And you think that that's a fair
I think it's going to be at least
price?
$10,000 or $20,000 more if we wait till next year's model.
Yeah, we talked about it.
So, yeah, it's one of those good opportunities
Right.
that we have the funds available, and it doesn't really matter if we bought it in January or if we buy it in December.
Right. Any discussion?
That's a big difference in cost.
All right, I'll make a motion that we go ahead and purchase 2026 F600 for the cost of $124,575.10 for our maintenance department.
Second?
All right, Mr. Blanton?
Yes?
Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
All right. Next is an easy approval. We have the holiday schedule for 2026. Nothing changed from last year. The full-time fire department schedule is part of the union contract. Everything else we evened out last year so that almost all of the days are the same between the office. Actually, all the days are the same between the office and maintenance department. The part-time fire department follows the full-time fire department schedule, so we just need approval for that for next year.
All right, any discussion?
No, I'm just glad we made it consistent, so.
All right, I'll make a motion that we go ahead and approve the 2026 holidays for Miami Township to our employees.
Okay, I'll second.
Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes,
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Mr. Brett?
All right, final thing on my new business. We authorized some replacement laptops earlier in the year, but we've had a rash of laptops giving out on us. We had Sissy's laptop went out that she uses for maintenance and fire department. One of the firemen's laptops died, and so between those two, or three, we have three more that we could upgrade to the Windows requirement. So I'm asking for approval for 6 replacement laptops from Velicor. Total cost $7,505.03.
Any discussion from the board?
I'm sorry, I said 3. The third was the main laptop at the senior center. That's why we haven't been able to update the
Did you say
sign.
3? I thought it was 5.
That's, well, 3 that we've had die out in the past 2 weeks, and then 6 total.
Okay, 6 total, okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the approval of 6 replacement laptops from Velicor, $7,505.03.
I'll second.
Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Does that conclude, Mr. Brett?
Yes, unless someone else has something.
All right, we will go to the public for comments. If anybody would like to address the board, you're welcome to come up, speak at the podium. If not, we'll move along.
I have 2 things. My name's Andy Messer. I don't know if that's warranted here. Most people know. One, thank you for diving into this whole baseball thing. We do have a new coach down at Taylor. He's trying to work with the seniors. Well, any baseball player essentially. We're looking to kind of do some camps down there, but as a new varsity coach, he's trying to get used to his new folks, and we've already had to cancel because I'm going to call it the 6 hole and the 4 hole, but to you don't know that, it's like shortstop and second base. Every time it rains, it is like you're out like for several weeks. So thank you for kind of pushing us through. At least trying to take a look at it. I know that he's excited. Conversations that him and I have had about this project with the possibility.
Excuse me real quick, Andy. So I invited him to our October 20th meeting to introduce himself, talk about how important the field is to the school and to our athletes in the community, and introduce himself to the board also.
Great. And then I have one last thing, Mr. Robinson. Last night, whether it was you or somebody from your committee posted something on social media, and it hit home for me. So I want to ask you point blank, and I'm going to read what was posted from, and I want to make sure it's you first. Trustee Mike Robinson, Miami Township. Is that you?
That's the page.
Okay. And you were at the Cincinnati Right to Live yesterday. Whether it was, according to the post, it says another big endorsement. Make sure you know which are the only, in capitals, 2 candidates in this race committed to protecting the unborn and those who cannot protect themselves. Hashtag RTL. Okay? I'm assuming that the 2 candidates are the other, you, and then obviously your partner. And before I get behind anything, have you ever had a conversation, and I want this on the record, have you ever had a conversation with Mr. Blanton about any of his beliefs?
If you want to say whatever you want to say, and then I will respond.
No, sir, I'm asking the question.
I understand you're asking the question. And so this is a public meeting. One, this isn't a campaign meeting. This isn't a
It's fine.
campaign rally.
Yep.
This is to do the business of the board, and we have been doing the business of the board and doing township business. And so this is an open meeting. You have a right to come up and say what you want to say. Feel free to do that. And then when it's my turn to address the audience, which we all have our opportunity, then we can do that.
Okay. So we're not going to respond to until later, possibly. My thing is this, okay? I don't care about it. To me, we're not running for the presidency here. We're running for Miami Township trustee, right? I think that you have offended a lot, and I think it's very sickening that you are willing to put that out there on social media without having a conversation, to my knowledge, with Mr. Blanton and his beliefs. And I promise you, if we interact, however you plan on answering my question, if it's not to my liking, I'm going to do everything that I possibly can to make sure you know that that was very inappropriate. That's bad. Very bad. So I will wait for an interaction, and then we'll move on, or you can do whatever you need to do. That's all I have.
Thank you. All right. Any more from the public?
I'd like to speak. So can I sit here, or do I have to come up there?
I'd rather you come up here if you want.
Okay. I'll be brief, because I know it's not going to do any good. Trustee Robeson, Dan Blanton has had that sign at the Wild Mike exit for approximately 1 to 2 weeks. You know what sign I'm talking about, because there's massive outrage on social media. You blocked his sign with a one-sided sign of yours. A, why did you do that? B, after the outrage, why wasn't it moved? And C, are you that afraid of Trustee Blanton that you and Cagney have to accuse him of supporting abortion to beat him? Thank you.
All right, anyone else? Mr. Burkholz?
I'll be very brief, and this is more directed to Jim than anybody else. At a township trustee meeting, there was a question about noise ordinances and things like that just recently. And the question came up because in the village of Cleves, we've gone through all our ordinances and we don't have a noise ordinance. But I know you guys were going to be looking at a resolution, I thought, if I remember correctly, out in Harrison Township, I think is where it is. Have you done any research on that?
I have Harrison Townships and also Amberley Villages. The resident who was here and asking happened to contact them, and really ended up being kind of a sad story. They have a barking dog ordinance and a noise ordinance, and the lady who is their administrative assistant actually used to work at the Board of Health, so I found out I knew her. And so she was very open with me, and she said, if you guys can figure out what to do about this, she lives next to an Amazon packaging center. So a lot of the drivers that come and pick up packages in their car to deliver park on her property line on the other side, and they play their music in the car so loud that she can't stand it. And so it's obviously, she works for Amberley. She has a problem. She can't figure it out, but we're going to do our best to figure that out, and I'll be glad to share what I have with you.
Yeah, the only question I have beyond that is Amberley Village is what you're referring to, correct?
Yes.
Do they not have a court in Amberley Village?
I believe they do, and they have their own police department, and they're just nothing, it's just hard to enforce, is what she said. So,
Any specific reason why it's hard to enforce?
because it's subjective, and even if you have a decibel meter, so what usually happens, and this is what I found, and what we find here, if you call the police and the sheriff has responded to these calls in the township, they go out and people either turn the music down, quiet things down, put the dog up, and then when the sheriff leaves, the music comes back up, the dogs go back out, and people just don't have any respect.
So there's no way for the sheriff's department to cite these people?
We are trying to come up with something that will include a decibel level, because that's something that's tangible, that when you go to court, our old ordinances say, that a level that would not offend the average person. Well, in today's world, the average person is not real.
Ordinances. I'm not familiar with the fact that townships have.
Well, it would be a resolution
Right.
for the township, but
Okay,
an ordinance in the village.
There is a difference between the two.
Yeah.
So the question I have is, if you were to come up with something like that, what court would you cite them into?
Right now, they would be cited to Hamilton County Court.
Is it a municipal court, housing court? Where would you?
Municipal court, is my understanding.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Would be municipal housing court.
So, housing court would be an option as well.
I believe it would be. So where are we with our resolution? Because we keep having complaints and complaints, and we haven't resolved anything.
So a lot of people have them. It's just getting one that
Right.
Where
The-
are we on ours?
we're still looking into it. I'm talking with Alex about it, and it's just dragging out because it's
we
difficult.
have one.
I'll say, Mr.
Yeah.
Beck has,
We had one for Edgewater or any other place in the
Right.
township, but it started at 11 p.m. and went to 6 a.m., I believe. So we have one.
And
We just need to look at the noise decibel, and the sheriff's lost our decibel meter. Buy another one, and let's get a new resolution made.
we're trying to do it as fast as we can, but to get it right. I don't want to have to do it and do it over.
That's why we have our attorney.
Yeah.
And we've already got it drafted and already approved. If we have to add language to it, we need to add language. If we have to up the decimal or lower the decibel, whichever it may be, we need to do something.
So I just want to make sure that what we do is something the sheriff can enforce.
And I agree with you, but we need to do something.
I agree.
So, all right, comments from the board? Mr. Roberson?
I have something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, sorry. Well, since it was brought up, can I stay here or do I have to come in there?
Yeah, I'd rather you come up, because you get on camera.
Okay. Since the post was brought up, I'd like to make a comment on a few things. First of all, you, Mr. Robeson, stated that we are here to take care of township business. With that being said, I think whether you're here or outside of this office, it's all considered township business, and what you say and do as a trustee represents you being a trustee. And that post was so disrespectful, a lie, not true, how many ever ways I want to say it, and basically I feel it's defamation of character. So this is not the first time that this has been done. And it's unacceptable. And that's all I have to say. And I hope the people of Miami Township realize the ongoing actions, and they're not right.
All right, anyone else? All right, now we'll get to Mr. Roberson.
So I have posted, as has Mr. Cagney, that we are the only two candidates that received the Republican endorsement. And there are a lot of folks that have been out saying that they understand that all three candidates are claiming to be the Republicans. And the whole point is to designate and make sure it's clear who the endorsed candidates are. With the Right to Life, I didn't bring up anyone else's name. My campaign didn't bring up anyone else's name, and did the exact same thing to clarify that there are two candidates who received the Right to Life endorsement, the endorsement from the Cincinnati Right to Life, and that the other candidate did not receive that endorsement. There's really nothing more to it than that. No other names were mentioned, nothing else was said. Frankly, this campaign season has been absolutely ridiculous, and I have folks on my side who feel like the smear campaigns have been out of control against myself and Mr. Cagney. So I would like to see some civility return to this board. I think that the staff, the public, are extremely disappointed in how things have gone downhill with this board, with some of the disrespectful comments towards staff and others. And I think we need to hold ourselves to a higher standard, be professionals here, deal with the issues that we are elected to deal with here. Again, this isn't a rally. This isn't. We're supposed to be doing the business of the board, and I hope that in January that we can get back to doing that.
I have something
What about
to
the
say.
sign, Mike?
I have something to say.
Hold on. Just hold on. All right, Mr. Volrath.
I have nothing right now.
Excuse me?
I don't have anything right now.
I thought you had nothing? Okay.
Okay.
All right, so, Mr. Burkholz, I wanted to thank Cleves on the water line cooperation for our park. We would have never accomplished what we accomplished so far by getting water, getting that easement moved, rehooking it up in our bid, and then getting the water to Jordan Road for those people to have fresh water and fire protection, which has been a goal of mine for years. So, and we've accomplished that. So now it should be done within 3 to 4 months. And I just want to thank you, thank the Village of Cleves, and thank the Waterworks for that. So it's really appreciated.
I'll pass it on to Justin Higley, our village administrator.
Thank you. So what else I wanted to comment on? We had an issue with one of our employees down at the park where it was a life and death situation, and one of our employees, another employee who was with them, jumped into action and had to administer CPR, and which we're going to recognize them at our next meeting, October 20th. But why I'm going to this is because our safety director, Jim Hughes, just last year gave the CPR classes to our maintenance department, our senior center, and other employees of the township, and taught them CPR. And without him, our employee just might have died. And they saved him. They brought him, administered CPR, brought him back until the squad could get there and transport him to the hospital. So I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Hughes, Jim Hughes, for his when he was acting safety director, that he taught those classes, and it actually saved people's lives. So I just wanted to say that on the record. I don't really want to get into it with you on the record, and I asked you a year ago to let's put our differences behind us and do what's in the best interest of Lane Township. And you keep posting things. Now, when you say we're conducting township business, that's right. And you're conducting township business on Facebook. And when you post that post last night, which is not appreciated at all, I will tell you that, not appreciated by a lot of people in the community. So, and I will say that. And that's all I have. You didn't have anything else? Nothing? All right. Ms. Ozier, you have anything else?
All I have is Finance Committee. We met last week. It was a good meeting. And then we are meeting again end of October, and we'll review the fire. I think you have met several times with Chief Matt Schuman, so I think we're ready to meet with the Finance Committee on the fire budget. So,
Yeah, and one of the things we're working towards, we always do an annual review, but we're spending a lot of money on capital projects, and in lieu of what might come down the line with property taxes and whether they get on the ballot to remove those. But regardless of that, I'm going to be talking with the department heads and putting together a 5-year plan so that we know what equipment they project they're going to need in the next 5 years, so that Cindy and I can plan for that when we give you a proposed budget. And we're going to be a little more, do a little more separating out of the funds so that we have a good idea of what we're spending where. So just something to look forward to, and I think it's something that we really need to do with all our departments, but especially at the price of fire equipment nowadays, we've got to get a good hold on that. So.
and
All right.
So you guys also know, with all the approval of the 2 big projects, next meeting we've already talked that we will need to increase the TIF again. I know most of it will be spent next year, but we still have to have it appropriated this year. So we'll get with you at the next meeting what we're going to need to increase the appropriations of the TIF fund. So I just wanted to.
Because we'll actually have to issue purchase orders for these projects in the project amount so that we can start the accounting on that end.
Right, because they're going to want copies of the POs so they can get started, but most of it's going to be next year expenditures, but we have to, I can't do a PO without having appropriation of the money, so.
And actually, I'm hoping the water line is done before next year. So.
Yeah, I am too. How long are you going to take to sign the contract with the 2 vendors?
I expect to do that by Friday, and we have a tentative joint meeting of the contractors on next Thursday, just based on whether you approve them today.
It'll be signed by Friday by us and by them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Moreline?
That was a story that I was unaware of that you just shared with us that happened down at the park. But what I'm going to ask is, that was very important that Jim Hughes did that and that he was able to teach. But Jim Hughes has since retired. Do we have someone doing that particular job now? Or who has picked up his role to train others in the near future?
No, I asked that, so I'd be sitting here honest with you, and I can't answer that question because I know the fire chief and the
I can,
administrator
because
is supposed to pick up a lot of those duties.
we have folks in the fire department that are trained to be instructors, and while it had nothing to do with this, early this spring, they started in on the department heads saying, hey, we need to schedule this, and Mr. Miller actually, the day after that happened, sent him an email and said, hey, you're right, we all need a refresher on this, so we're going to hold at least, so to me, and I used to teach CPR, the ideal class size for CPR is 10 people. So the fire department is willing to hold those classes as long as it takes to get everyone through it. And I think it's a great investment. just the fact that, they knew what to do and could react that fast, probably saved that young man's life, so.
Why didn't you bring the finance committee up?
But Jim, with that being said, he wore more than one hat. He attended a lot of meetings for workman's comp to keep our rates down.
Yeah, our fire chief attends those.
He's doing that now, should Mr. Schumann pick
Yes.
all that up?
He does that. I'm going to give credit to Sissy in the fire department because she helps a great deal with the work comp over there, but I take care of the work comp claims. So the duties kind of been spread out, but a lot of them have come to me.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, anything else?
I would like to say something if I can.
You can, you gotta come back up.
Okay, I'll make this quick. I know this isn't a campaign rally.
Reopen.
I can, as president of the board.
I'll make this quick. I know this isn't a campaign rally. It's a meeting, a township meeting. But when Mr. Robeson puts things out there on social media, this is the only way I can address you one-on-one. I'm glad you brought up the fact that your camp thinks that there are people in our camp, which I don't even know what that means, that is disrespecting you. You brought up the Republican endorsement, which I'm going to comment on that. Mr. Blanton is a Republican. He's not going around acting like he's a Republican. He is. He's been endorsed by the party for his last 3 elections. He's been in public service for almost 40 years and has worked for the party almost 40 years, supporting many, many, many election runs. So the fact that Mr. Cagney was endorsed by the Republican Party under your influence is pretty amazing, since he is a non-registered Republican that has not done anything with the party. So I'm commenting on that because you brought that up. Now, as to your comment about the post that was made, I disagree with your response, and that's my choice, because it did specifically refer to my husband, one of the trustees. Another big endorsement, make sure you know which are the only is capitalized, 2 candidates in this race committed to protecting the unborn and those who cannot protect themselves. That is a blatant attack toward Mr. Blanton, his character, and it's really unacceptable. So that's why I'm bringing it up, because I feel like I have a right to respond to your accusations and the things that you have put out there on social media. All of this is a reaction to your actions. Because honestly, we don't live like this. We don't try and attack people that are our opponents. You two are co-trustees, and this type of behavior is really unbelievable. It's amazing, really.
All right, anything else from the public? All right.
Well, I would like to say something then, but I'd rather not just continue to go on.
Well, I would rather not continue to go on either.
Right, but
And she responded to what you brought up yourself.
And I'm responding to what she just brought up.
So, let's do a motion to adjourn and be finished with this.
Well, I think.
Go ahead.
Okay, so if anyone has seen the many, many attacks, smears that have been put towards me, I can tell you that, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but my wife is genuinely concerned with the environment of what's going on today, and we are looking into getting additional security cameras at our home, and it is, the level of attacks and wording that is used and aggressive towards myself and everyone involved, again, we need to take the temperature down. The only thing I will say as far as the endorsements, all 3 candidates had the opportunity to apply for and go through the process for the Republican endorsement. The endorsement process was conducted exactly how it was meant to be. There were attorneys involved that made sure that the validity, that it was all done on the up and up, and the precinct executives and ultimately the Republican Party chose who they were going to endorse. All three candidates received an invitation in the mail to apply for or interview for the Right to Life endorsement. All three had the same opportunities. I have no idea Mr. Blanton's beliefs, where he stands on Right to Life or whatever else, but he, just like Mr. Cagney and I, had the opportunity to go for that endorsement. I don't even know if he applied. I don't know if he went to the interview. I have no idea. But I received notification, just like Mr. Cagney did, that we were the two endorsed candidates from Cincinnati Right to Life, and that there were no other candidates in Miami Township endorsed. This is also routinely done. I know a Delhi Township trustee that was endorsed by Right to Life. I know a Sycamore Township trustee. There's multiple township trustees that are endorsed by Cincinnati Right to Life and applied for that endorsement. So this is very routine and natural and normal, and that we are the two Right to Life endorsed candidates. We are the two Republican endorsed candidates, and that's it. Everybody had the same opportunity. So that's all I wanted to clarify.
Voice who your endorsements are, but it's when you publicly attack another saying that they don't have the endorsement because their beliefs are different. That's a lie.
That wording is
That's exactly
out on that is Right to Life wording. Protecting the unborn and protecting those that can't protect themselves. That's Right to Life endorsement.
Now, I'll say something and we'll motion to adjourn.
Okay.
You just sat here 3 minutes ago and said you wanted to do away with this attacking and whatever else you call it. I have no idea what you're talking about on my side, because everything you put on Facebook is aimed at me. So I will say that to you. And as far as the other stuff, I've asked you a year ago, and I brought this up, to let's be professional and do what's in the best interest of Miami Township, and you have not did that at all.
That's your opinion.
You have not did that. So I will say that, and then we'll have a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I will second.
Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.